Yeah, Derrick Henry, I mean, he's kind of a thing again, right? Earlier in the season, he was doing nothing. But look at his numbers. He's averaging 1.4 fantasy points per touch since week 8, which is far better than Dion Lewis. A lot of that has to do with the volume. Lewis has much more volume, and Henry has been getting into the end zone. But heck, I mean, this dude's, look how big he is. He's like a defensive end playing running back, and he's a flex starter this week against the Colts. Then you move on to Courtland Sutton, who is now more in the good graces of fantasy fans because Demaryius Thomas is no longer in the mix there. He's averaged over 4 fantasy points per target since week 7. He leads the Broncos with 18 air yards per target in that time as well. So Sutton, although the matchup isn't great this week, is a worthwhile flex starter.
Yeah, the confidence that the coaches have shown in him, and I think, again, with the Demaryius Thomas trade, show that he can continue to be a bigger part of this offense moving forward.
Yeah, let's move on to the tight end position and Ben Watson, who has scored 15-plus fantasy points in 3 of his last 4 games. Hey, he has been productive, guys, and we're expecting a high-scoring game between the Saints and the Eagles, and he's averaging right around 4 fantasy points per touch since week 8. And as you mentioned, tight ends are hard to come by. We're in the middle of the Bimageddon here, so I think Ben Watson is worth a look off the waiver wire. Same goes for Anthony Miller in Chicago. He's averaged 3.8 fantasy points per catch since week 7. He scored 3 touchdowns in his last 5 games. Taylor Gabriel, I mean, he sort of disappeared from the offense. It was Allen Robinson last week and a lot of Anthony Miller. And Miller is also a player who might be on the waiver wire in some leagues.
And he's one of those rookies, too, and as he continues to develop that rapport with Trubisky, you could see more points down the road.